Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me. It's Clayton once more, and I'm not going to wear this mask for the entire review. So, I just saw Captain America Civil War, and if I had to put what I thought into words, I would just say, oh my god, this is the greatest Marvel movie I've ever seen in my life! Yeah, just like Chester A. Bum. The thing is, there's no way for me to review the film without sounding like a huge fanboy, so what the hell, I'm just going to sound like a huge fanboy. So the story of this film revolves around the Avengers having to go through government supervision because of the events that occurred in the Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Captain America's Winter Soldier. So all of that property damage and all those civilian casualties come into play here. Now, just like the Civil War comic by Mark Millar, Captain America opposes this idea, whereas Iron Man supports it, and each Avenger takes a side. While that's going on, new superheroes are added to the mix, like Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman, and Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, who you might remember from Ender's Game. Now, revealing any more of the plot would reveal some huge spoilers, so I will not reveal anything else. But the way the film tells its story, through its political intrigue and through its amazing world building, while still keeping the humor and the action that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is known for, makes this possibly the most well-made Marvel film of the entire bunch. And despite the fact that the film is over 2.5 hours long, at no point does it ever get boring. That is quite an accomplishment, Russo brothers. You deserve quite a bit of praise. The acting in the film is, of course, excellent. Mr. Chris Evans does an amazing job playing my favorite Avenger, and he, unlike the Civil War comics series, he never seemed out of character in the slightest. Especially when it came to dealing with Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan. Their friendship was undeniably incredible to watch, and it feels just like an issue out of the modern comics. Tony Stark as Iron Man, he was also brilliant, and the thing is, despite the fact that the film is titled Captain America Civil War, it was very hard for me to pick a side, and in the end, I didn't really want to pick a side, as both sides have legitimate grievances. And no superhero who's involved with this whole idea and involved with the whole situation is completely right or completely wrong. And what's better is that none of the heroes who are in the film feel left out. None of them feel wasted, and every single hero is given something to do and their moment to shine. Whether it's Scarlett Johansson putting on her best performance ever as Black Widow, or whether it's Vision and Scarlet Witch pulling off some awesome moments together that feel like they're just out of the 70s and 80s comics of the Avengers, to the introduction of Black Panther and Spider-Man, to the point where they even gave Black Panther his own story arc that I thought would be used for his first solo film, which makes me wonder how they're going to handle his solo film, to some of the returning Avengers that we all know and love, like Hawkeye and Ant-Man. And of course, War Machine and Falcon get huge moments themselves as well. The villain of the film, played by Daniel Bruhl, I will not spoil his name or what he does, but many people wondered why we didn't see anything out of him in the advertisements. The answer is very simple. Revealing anything about him makes for a huge spoiler, but let's just say his villain might be my favorite of the Marvel Universe, right next to Loki from the Avengers and Kilgrave from Jessica Jones. He's so subtle and yet so manipulative and so brilliant that the character he portrays, it feels like he was destined for this kind of thing. If I had one tiny criticism of the film, it's that Emily Van Camp's character, Sharon Carter, feels a bit wasted. I mean, I know I said none of the Avengers themselves felt wasted, but there is one character that felt wasted, and it was Sharon Carter. In the comics, Sharon Carter was a very prominent character in Captain America's stories, especially when it came to the Civil War storyline. Here, she seems sort of like a throwaway character. She does have few cool fight scenes, and she does have some interactions with Cap, Falcon, and Black Widow, but about halfway through the film, she just sort of disappears. she's given more to do than she was in Winter Soldier, but that's not saying much. And hopefully she's given some more things to do in the films that come later down the road. So, what else is there to say about the film? Well, the music is epic. The action scenes, especially the one in the airport, are undeniably awesome. The one in the airport might be the best action scene Marvel has filmed yet. Mainly just because so much stuff happens. And I believe that the writing and the dialogue is so well done that it makes me think that Joe and Anthony Russo are the next Joel and Ethan Coen. Especially when it came to any of the interactions involving Iron Man, Bucky, or Cap. Now, we know that tons of Marvel films are going to come and go as the years go on, and that these new characters will get their own movies, and that this whole universe will be building to the fight with Thanos. But as it stands as its own individual movie, it would be an absolutely brilliant film. But as a follow-up to Captain America Winter Soldier, it's even more brilliant. It's getting a bit shocking how Marvel cannot screw up once when it comes to these films. There have been some films that are just average, not great, but not terrible either. But when the Marvel gets them right, they get them freaking right. And I was thinking for a long time that pretty soon one of these dang Marvel films needs to fail, and it needs to prove that not even Marvel Studios can be perfect. But I'm starting to think they might never make a bad film in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hopefully, I'm not proven wrong. This movie was awesome. I give it 9.75 out of 10. I will see you guys next time, and hopefully I'll do another big review for Doctor Strange this November. See you next time.